I've learned that photos often reveal much more than people realize. It's actually one skill that I use quite a bit in my work. But when you see a photo, we naturally think we're just seeing a face, a smile, an expression, what someone's wearing, how they appear. And that does give you some clues, but what's happening underneath there is that there's an energetic truth that we can learn about a person so that in their emotional energy, any maybe hidden sadness or tension, personality clues, contradictions, all of these things are there underneath the surface of a photo. So this isn't magic. It's something that anybody can learn how to do once they learn how to tune in with their intuition. It's not about judging appearance. It's really not. It's about learning how to tune in and read your own impressions. Now, a lot of us do this already subconsciously, right? So we automatically get feelings and impressions about people, whether we instantly like them and feel comfortable with them, or if we feel something's kind of off and we're not super comfortable with them. That's human nature, and that's a good instinct, right? This goes beyond that, where you can analyze a photo of a person and learn all kinds of different things about that person. Why would we do this? First off, why would we do it? And then I'll talk about some of the how do you do it? Why would you do this? If you were doing online dating, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to be able to assess somebody before you get involved in an online dating scenario. If you were thinking of hiring somebody, I know I've done this with realtors I was looking to hire, or choosing a doctor, or somebody that you want to rent a room from or go into business with, hire. There's all sorts of reasons why you would want to get a good feel for a person before you commit to something like that. Learning how to read the energy below the surface. So everybody has a mask, right? And I don't mean that they're doing that on purpose. It's that if you think of your own photos, it's just a snapshot in time. It's just a moment in time where that photo was taken, and whatever you happen to be feeling in that moment, or whoever was taking the picture for you, etc. That tells us little about the person, really. It's just showing us the outer appearance. But if you tune in, the eyes are the windows of the soul, then you can get underneath that mask and look at the truth about a person. Some people, you get caught up in analyzing the photo based on if they were smiling or what they were wearing and what's in the background and all of these things. But that's your logic. That's your logic making decisions, and that's your logic jumping to conclusions and sometimes judgment. And none of that is going to help you get at the real truth of a situation other than tuning in and using your intuition, using your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clear knowing, all of these skills. I teach all of this stuff in various classes, but it's really actually fun, and it's a fun class that I teach photo reading because we have fun analyzing different photos. But learning, sometimes I'll put up two photos, a picture of a person that I know and a person of possibly an embezzler, and I'll ask students, which person would you hire of these two people? Analyze these photos, which one would you hire? And it's always shocking to people when they choose the embezzler. But you can learn to read that deceptive energy. There's deceptive energy with this person. They're not who they appear to be. All of that is present in a photo once you learn how to read it. But you have to set aside your logic mind and be able to tune in. I always say soft focus on the photo and let the impressions come up. I ask questions. I always ask questions. That's how I receive information. So I'll ask about this person's intentions. Are they genuine? Are they disingenuous? Are they do they have good intentions, or do they have some other kind of intentions? Are they loyal, or are they flaky? Are they grounded? All the different questions you would wanna know about a person, you can ask yourself and see what impressions come up as you ask these questions. Are they good-natured? Do they tend to get irritated easily? Do they have anger issues? Are they kind? Are they compassionate? All these things you can read about a person through their photo. It does take some practice, really, just to learn how to trust yourself and what you're receiving, and getting your own logic out of the way, because so many people struggle with that part of making judgments and assumptions and analyzing the photo, which is throwing you into your left brain instead of keeping you into your intuitive, insightful part of you that knows the truth, that knows all of the truth. So we do this with people. You can do it with all manner of things. We can do it with a house. If somebody's thinking of purchasing a house, I've definitely looked at pictures of houses to be able to see if there were hidden issues and if there was anything the person needed to understand about this house. You can do it with all kinds of things. You can do it with, we've done artifacts to get information about artifacts just by looking at photos of them. But of course, the biggest one is humans and our interaction with other humans, because learning this skill can save you from a lot of time and a lot of grief and potentially safety issues. So sometimes it can save you money, it can save you heartache, and it can save you sometimes from actual dangerous people if you can learn this skill. I will be continuing to teach this in my classes, and I will be happy to answer any questions you guys have down below. And hopefully, you will subscribe and keep coming back. And thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.